Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing there in Costa Rica? I can't hear you. How are you doing? Ah, no, that's right. I can't hear you because I'm not there. This is a recording. So I wanted to show you some things about the dissemination work package for this semester. I'm sorry I can't be there with you to answer your questions, but I hope that with this video, it's a clear idea of the planning for this semester. And if you have any questions, I'm just an email away. So I hope you're all enjoying Costa Rica. Here are some plans for the dissemination work package. So as always, news notes for the website and social networks. Everybody has been very active with this, and so I thank you to continue sending me news notes and your suggestions for the social networks. As you can see on the Storm web page, we already have updates from your event this week in Costa Rica with text that Alan sent and some photos of you guys all having fun. I wish I could be having fun as well, but alas, I am here virtually. Now, we have some deliverables we have to work on, particularly for this semester. So the 3 deliverables we have to work on is D44, which is the recommendation report of this workshop where you are right now. The next is D45, which is really a report which summarizes the implementation of the new curricula at each of the 5 Caribbean universities. The third deliverable is D46. This summarizes the teaching visits made by the EU professors to each partner country. So we'll look at each of these deliverables in terms of the specific things we need for them and what are the dates by which we need them. So first, the D4.4, which is the summary of this workshop where you are. So the first step, I've prepared a template of this report. So I have just sent this to our colleagues at UNICA, UCI, and UNA. So before we get started on the actual report, I would ask that someone from the 3 partners reviews this template to let us know that it's okay, and we can go forward with this template as it is. Because if not, it would be a repetition of the work if it's not okay, if someone was to say this later. So we want to establish right from the beginning that this template is okay. So please have a look. And I've put 15th of March as the deadline to respond that the template is okay. If there's no response, we shall assume that it is okay and proceed. Then the next step is the preparation of the event report from Costa Rica. So this is actually a very short format, which we have the template for. I've just sent this to Alan and Alfonso. And so this also, I think by the 15th of March would be the best day to complete this form, because it's really just a narrative of what occurred this week. So it's best to do as soon as possible while it's still fresh in the memory. Okay, the next step is that each partner needs to complete a short analysis and evaluation report for each of the 5 new curricula. So this really is by all of the universities, all 7 universities, 2 in Europe, 5 in the Caribbean. This means that, for example, AFIT needs to complete a short analysis for the new curricula at UCI, UNA, UI, and UNIMAG. The idea is that all of these short reports are provided by the 30th of March. This will be based on the curricula that you analyzed this week, as well as the programs that were analyzed in the end of November, beginning of December for UNA and UNIMAG. Then finally, there'll be the compilation of results and recommendation report. So this will be done by AFIT with some support from UCI and UNA, hopefully by the end of April, and then we can be finished with this first deliverable. So again, these are some tentative dates, similar to the template. If there are some needs for change to these dates, I would appreciate being informed by the 15th of March so we can adjust everything. I understand maybe during this week, in fact, some of these aspects have changed in terms of the evaluations. So it's good to update this based on a first review of the template and dates. So for the short analysis of each curricula, I had provided this template for an evaluation. It's very simple. It's to rate each of the categories for each curricula between 1 and 5, and if there is no if it's a 5, then there's no additional information needed. But if it's less, like a 1, 2, or 3, it's important to provide feedback on what would be suggestions on how to improve it. This, even though it's very simple, this format would be important in order to compile all of the information, all of the results. This is what will really give us our text for the recommendation report. So that is what we would ask of each of the 7 universities involved in the project to complete one of these short reports on the 5 Caribbean universities. So the next deliverable is D4.5, implementation of new STORM curricula. This is a summary of the main aspect of the project, the new curricula developed at the 5 Caribbean universities. So again, I've just sent a template of the report, which I'd ask Unica, Usi, and Una to have a look at by the 15th of March. The next step is really to write a summary of each new curricula. This will be done by the 5 Caribbean universities. Most of you have already done this, have already written a summary of this. For example, I think AFIT and UE and Unimag all have summaries on the project website. So, I mean, this text is probably already available. It's just a matter of organizing it into the same format to cover these aspects. What is the scope of the curricula? What infrastructure does the university have available for this new curricula? And what are the learning resources? The tentative date for this is 15th of April. The next step is that we need to do a short summary of the case studies and their applications to each curricula. So I understand the case studies still have not been completely defined, but I know that AFIT, Unimag, and UPD have each been working on a case study, and I guess there will be one more, as I think there are 4. For this, really, we have other reports for the case study. So for this, all we need is a summary. We need 1 paragraph on the case study to explain what it's about, and another paragraph explaining how this can be applied to the STORM curricula. The tentative date for this is the 15th of May. Next, we have the summary of the status of each new curricula. Basically, has it been fully approved? If not, what are the remaining steps? Has it been implemented? How many students have participated? We'll need this really 1 paragraph from each of the 5 Caribbean universities. I've put a later date, June 30th, for this final paragraph, because I understand some partners are still in the process of getting approval. And so it would really be best to do it once everyone is approved to get the maximum amount of time. But if one of the universities has already been approved and is already implementing the curricula, you may as well just write this paragraph now and get it out of the way. We also need to write a short summary of the module design for vulnerable students. This will be done between AFIT and Unimagdalena, also for June 30th. Okay. The final deliverable is 4.6, EU professors' teaching visits to the partner country universities. Okay, so here, again, I've sent a template. I would ask Unica and UPVM to have a look at this template by the 15th of March. The next step will really be to just review the list and dates of these teaching visits. So at least we identify what are the visits that we're reporting on, whether these visits have already been implemented or if they are still planned for future dates. We just need to have a list that identifies all the visits. So again, I would ask Unica and UPVM to provide this list by the 30th of March. The next step will really be the descriptions of each of these visits, whether they're implemented or whether they're planned. Again, Unica and UPVM, this one I've put for the 15th of April. I think most of the visits have already been implemented, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And finally, we'll have a review from each of the Caribbean HEIs in order to see if there was any additional information required. And finally, just to let you all know that coming soon to a YouTube channel near you, there'll be the new STORM project video. This one will focus on the new curricula at the Caribbean HEIs in the STORM pathway. So this is all. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Have a good time and a good trip home. Ciao, ciao.